Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. Right. So, were you gonna bring up the one think dread thing, or should I bring that up? No. No, I just.
What's happening, people? This is Avidan. Welcome to the 88th episode of the ChillCast. Tonight, I am joined by the one and only Your Player 2 is helping hold down the ChillCast tonight. What's going on, people? I see we have Jake Miller in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Your Player 2, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a good week. I got to so I streamed the Ninja Saviors earlier this week. It was a total impulse buy I got from Amazon a few weeks ago. And this was like a remake of a remake, right? This game came out in arcades in like 1987. Then they made a Super Nintendo version in 1994, and this was like an updated version of that version. And I totally forgot how short beat 'em up games are.
Yeah.
So I was able to beat it on stream. Now, granted, I was playing baby mode, but still, I still finished it. And I think that's the real takeaway here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, it was good. And then I've been playing a lot of AI the Somnium Files. Like V-Sips had recommended. He'd been talking about that game over and over, and he was absolutely right. It's incredible. It's a really, really good game.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need to get back into playing beat 'em ups. Like my favorite beat 'em ups of all time, as maybe you all know, is Streets of Rage. Which I want to know when Streets of Rage 4 is coming out.
Yeah, I would be curious as well. Like, I didn't play Streets of Rage growing up, except for I think maybe once or twice at a friend's house, because that was Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't have a Genesis growing up. But what's crazy, the other game that I want to play that reminds me of Streets of Rage is, did you see that 1980X game?
No.
So it's called like 198X, and it's like you play a kid who basically spends all his time in an arcade, and it's like 5 mini games where they're like 5 different arcade genres.
Wait, is it Super Smash or something like that?
No, I think it's just called 1980X. But like it had a... Yeah, just look up 198X.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, I seen this game. Okay, I see. It's out. Is this game out already?
Yeah, it's out, and I think Adrian, another game collector, he grabbed it and was playing it. He streamed it the other night. But like one of the first ones, like everyone's like, man, it's like a dead ringer for Streets of Rage or for just another style of that beat 'em up, I guess.
I may look into this depending on how much it costs.
Like, yeah, it's it looks like it's cool because like in between those different games that you play, like there's like a narrative piece to it, right? So it's like this kid who wants to like move to the big city and away from a small town. So I'm as curious to play it for like the games that are on display as I am to see how that narrative plays out, because I do like a good story in games.
Definitely. Interesting. I'll definitely check it out. Games this week for myself, Phantasy Star Online 2, and I finally got to play Season 4 of Apex Legends.
I don't play Apex Legends, but didn't they release a new character and everyone was flipping out about it?
Yes.
Is that character good? Tell me about the character.
Yes. Okay, so the character himself, I'll put it to you this way. Like, I'm not the best player at Apex Legends, right? But
right.
his sub attack, people have it, their own supplemental move, kind of like it stuns, or not stuns, but it does something to your opponent. I don't know what I did, but basically I got a kill from my bare hands. There was another kill where I was able to sneak up with somebody with the double tap shotgun. They also made Season 4, not only the character changes, but they made a lot of quality life changes. I know you say you're not really much of an Apex Legends player, so I'm not going to name the guns too much, but the range weapons now have their own special ammo. So you know how like the longbow was like a heavy weapon, or the triple take was an energy weapon? Now they are both in their own class as range weapon. They all have range ammo now.
Oh, that sounds like that would be a lot easier.
Exactly. So,
or less frustrating to find what you need, I guess.
So I'm actually hyped to be a ranger again.
Right.
What else about it? Rob put me on that the devotion is a gold weapon now. So Fake Mate said, would Apex be better if it was more like Overwatch? No. I think Apex I think it would I don't think it would be good. All right, let me say this. Battle Royales like Overwatch, they run well because it's Overwatch. When Fortnite 2 started doing it, let's be real. Are people still talk about Fortnite as much as they used to? At least I don't hear people talk about Fortnite as much. Fortnite 2 is not much of a big talk, and Fortnite 2 plays a lot like Overwatch, where you get to spawn again after you die, which I think that's what you're alluding to, right, Fake Mate? But quick shout to the chat. We got Puzzle Kai. I said Puzzle Kai. Puzzle Guy and Frozen Gamer in the chat as well. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna talk about a few things tonight. It's gonna be an interesting night. And probably some few extra topics too. I'll just start off. I wanted to really talk about this whole so if that's what you was talking about, if it's just respawning after you die, I think the model that they have is perfect, because you got to think it sweeps people off from being on the servers for too long. Where if you have so many people locked in one room and stuff, then they may not be able to afford to keep Vanity Star Avidan. Oh, that is a dope. That is probably the dopest name someone has ever said. Appreciate you, yo, Dom and Game Looters. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys coming through. I will say with Apex Legends, the model they have, it works for them. It works for them really well. Before I get into tonight's topics, though, Dom, I have to ask you, how did you enjoy your playthrough of Phantasy Star Online? And Papa Jenkins said 1v1. I got my money on Josh. He's feud with Red Bull and got a false sense of entitlement.
Oh, that's horrible. First off, my sense of entitlement is entirely justified, Jacob. Okay, I work hard to be in this one-on-one showcast.
Oh man, see, this is gonna be an interesting night. It's only getting started. Well, how many minutes? We're only 7 minutes in, and we're
not terribly far in.
We're just getting started. It's funny that Game Blue said Phantasy Star Avidan. Got that in my background, so. But we're gonna talk about Geoff Keighley stepping down and not really attending E3 this year. I love that. I can't wait to play more, especially with friends. Menus are confusing, but I think after a few hours, I'm excited to upgrade my anime waifu gold to enslave monsters. Alright, it's all good, man. I'll definitely run some tutorials, and everyone who needs to understand the menus, I got you guys on that. Like the game.
Yeah, because I was also confused by the menus.
I got you guys. There's
a lot going on.
It's a lot to take in, but once you do, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Let me ask you, like, what's your full history with Phantasy Star Online? Because I spoke on it briefly the other day on some stream, and I was like, Avidan knows a lot more than I do. It's like, I think he's been playing this game a lot longer than most of the people who are jumping on this beta test.
I've been playing. So you saying Phantasy Star Online or Phantasy Star Online 2? Because that's a trick question.
Specifically 2. Like, I don't know if you played the original one. If you want to, now as I understand it, you can play the original one even today on unlicensed servers that people maintain with a fairly active community.
I have an account.
Please speak about Phantasy Star Online. I can't do it.
Yeah, I've been playing Phantasy Star Online. Let's see, since Dreamcast, basically. I had an original SegaNet account, and I played it since then. I missed the boat on GameCube and Xbox because I didn't own those two systems. But what's going on, Kuma? But I skipped Phantasy Star Universe, and then 2012 summer, I think it was July 2012, when Phantasy Star Online 2 came out, and it was Japanese only, and I didn't care. I've been waiting for this game for so long. I still want to play, so I found a way, downloaded the game, got on the servers, and played anyway. Even though it's in Japanese, I said I'm gonna still find my way to play. There's got to be some way you could at least know what's up. So upon understanding everything with Phantasy Star, I was like, you know what? Let me see. Hold up. I just gotta. All right, cool. I would just say this about Phantasy Star Online 2. It was a lot when I first took in, because the first actually turned my phone on silent so we won't get distracted.
So unprofessional. What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
My phone automatically turns into ring mode when I walk in my house. Like, I have a profile set, and as soon as I walk in the house, it turns on ring.
Oh,
So
okay, I got you.
I keep forgetting to turn it back on silent when I get back in the house. But with Fanstar Online 2, a lot of people may not notice. See, you guys are getting the opportunity. I got a chance to peek at what you guys get to play.
Mhm.
When I played the game, we only had that forest and the caves. Those are the only two areas we had, and
Right.
the max level was like 20 or 25.
Yeah.
So it was like, and gaining levels was like a little bit harder back then, and there wasn't like any hard mode, super hard, very hard, ultra hard. There was none of those modes. So those were during, like I said, Kuma said during episode 1. Right now they're on episode 5 in the Japanese servers, and for the past going on what 7 years? No, going on 8 years actually. For the past 8 years, this game has evolved both in shaders, textures, things you can
Mhm.
do, the new classes that are available. Not all the classes were available as before.
Right.
Yeah, he said episode 6. There are new classes. There are more abilities that you can do. There are more arts that you can do. There are more bosses. It's a it's a much heavier community in this game than there ever was. And the main reason why this game took so long was mainly because of the licensing issues between America and Japan. And Japan has so many other things where they don't, because of their laws, they don't necessarily need to get licensing to have certain things in their video games. So because of that, a lot of American players, the history behind that, and I made a video about this. American players, well, let me say this: the English server players felt like they kind of were getting the short end of the stick
Yeah.
because they were promised English server since 2012. What year is it?
Oh wow. Took them 8 years to get English servers. Did they
Exactly.
make this promise like right during the launch year? Ooh,
That was
that's
the
that's some patience.
that was the problem a lot of us had with Sega. And every time they would dodge the question on "it's coming soon, it's coming soon, it's coming soon," so finally they stopped replying.
Oh
And
wow.
the only time we ever heard anything was the Microsoft E3 about that game coming over. And there's been so many other things that made people upset. Like you see it come over to the Switch Japanese. In fact, the way they did it, that was so backhanded. It was only available during the Japanese version of the of One Nintendo Direct, and you
Right.
saw Fantasy Star with Link clothing, like
Hmm.
with Breath of the Wild clothing. So
Right.
there's a lot when it comes to this game. But what I will say is what Kuma just pointed out. There was a lot of anime collaboration licenses that Sega won't bring to the West.
Hmm.
And when they finally was able to get these servers over, um, it's a brand new feeling because as you guys could probably see a little bit on my screen behind me, there's some English there, but at the same time, this is an English patch. So kind of like you said, unlicensed servers and everything. There's more so an unlicensed party, third party, who translates the game for the most part to let people play the game in English if they're able to. And
Right.
if you was able to create an account through SegaNet and everything, you can access one of the servers and play through the game in English like everybody else. The only thing is the voices are all in Japanese. So the benefit for the people who are playing it on Microsoft now, they will have English voice acting all around and 100% English dialogue and proper
Right.
translations.
Yeah, I was about to say. So you were playing with a patched version. I was like, man, I was like, that is dedication
Yeah.
to trudge through a completely foreign interface. So you had some English to help guide you. You were just
Yeah.
like feeling blindly through a bunch of text you absolutely couldn't read.
After when I first started, no. When I first started, there was no English text at all. Actually, when I first started, like it was all Japanese because I didn't have the patch yet.
Right.
When I first started, and patching back then, you had to manually do it. Actually,
Yeah.
you had to manually like what you would have to do. You would literally have to take all of the files, copy, paste, and drag into another file, and download. Like you would download the patch from like a form,
Mhm.
go to your Windows folder, drag it in there, then upload the game, and then the game will be in English. That was, and you had to do two patches. You had to do one for story and one for enemies.
And
Now, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and I'm assuming like if the game itself was patched properly, would you have to repeat that process because it would overwrite the files that you'd imported?
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Every time there was a patch, you had to download, and you would have to wait probably like about 24 to 48 hours for you to get the new patch because
Right.
someone had to translate it.
I was about to say, like, I would imagine every time there was an update, there would be a bit of a lag time for somebody to figure out, like, okay, what has to be changed to make it work with this version that they just pushed out.
Now with this one that I have now, I'm gonna advertise them and everything because I don't know how they feel about that. But who I run my patches with now, it's automatic. As soon as as soon as the update's done, the game's automatically patched.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool. It's really cool, and I would say out of all the MMOs I've played, I like this game the most because they have a lot of incentives and a lot of power ups and a lot of things that you can do to level up. So it's not too grindy.
You know,
Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like something else that I really liked about it was just every MMO I think I've ever played has always been of the fantasy variety, right? Like World of Warcraft, a brief stint in Guild Wars 2, and a buddy of mine kind of turned me onto that. This is the first time I've really seen an MMO though that was sci-fi that I actually played. Now, Mono from the Loopcast, he was like, you should try EVE Online. Like I've heard horror stories about how much people get sucked into that, but I just personally never really played one of this scope that had a science fiction setting.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, this has a strong science fiction setting, and the beautiful part about it is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I could show you guys a little bit just my screen. So if you guys see my screen at the top left, I don't know if it's going to show on your screen, but there's a 1 there. And depending on what area you go in, some areas can allow up to 4 people. Some areas can allow up to 8 people. Some areas can allow up to 12 people. So you can have 11 other players playing with you with Phantasy Star Online too. And the greatest thing about this game that I like, that I really like, is 9 times out of 10 you're not going to see a character that looks just like your character. Like the character customization in this game is insane. And I haven't seen anything that rivals this game when it comes to character customization.
Yeah, it was a little intimidating when I started customizing my own character, but then whenever I finally loaded into into a ship, and then I transferred to the block where the game looters were, I was like, man, there's a huge variety of people around here. Like, I can understand why they made it so deep, because it does make you feel like more like the character's yours, right? Not just like a carbon copy of some adventure somebody else was already kind of leveled up.
Exactly, and that's what I liked about it, because there's only but so much you could really do when it comes to character customizations. But with I made my guy look like the guy that I would want him to look like. And the thing about it is, you can also buy more things. Like you can buy hairstyles, you can buy clothes, and you can buy weapon camouflages to make your weapons look even better.
Yeah.
So there's like the character customizations, it's out this world. I would say PS5 supposedly is going to cost $450 to make. We're gonna touch on that a little bit later, dude. Thanks for coming by, though. I appreciate you coming by, man.
Sure, boinky boink.
Yeah, but
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming out. I don't know. I really like the fact that this game gives you a real opportunity to having a real action RPG as an MMO. It's like you don't get that, and to have that again on a console is a really big thing to me. You don't see that much. So
yeah.
But definitely I would like to see you game looters. I want to see if there's a way that we could actually all play together.
That would be fun. I'm down.
Literally, I know I missed out a few Monster Hunters with you guys, but fantasy.
I invited you to Monster Hunter last week, sir. Just so we're clear.
I know you did, and I
okay. Because you yelled at me. It was unwarranted. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
I've atoned for my sins. No, I'm sorry, Avidan. I'm sorry.
Oh man, Kawaii Lola, what's going on? Yo, the thing that excites me that most people is that it's free to play. That's what thank you, game looters. The thing about this game, the game is free. Like there is
Right.
so much more value. I know we are 20 minutes to talk about PSO2. This is not, it's nothing to do with Geoff Keighley or Nintendo Directs. I'm sorry. It's cool. I'm gonna get there. I'm sorry, but the fact that a free-to-play game is giving so much more value than games you have to pay for is beyond me right now. It's like I said, this game respects your time. You guys saw for about a week, maybe about a week, 2 weeks, me playing this game again. The character I started playing with again was level 13, right? When I first started playing with him again. Right now, he's level 61. So it's not a game where you have to grind. It can get a little grindy when you get higher leveled, but when you get higher leveled, excuse me, that's where the fun is at.
Right.
So that's all I have to say about that. We're gonna go ahead and touch on to the real topics. I think we talked enough about PSO2. I'm putting a stop getting myself right now because I could find 1,001 things to talk about that game, and because the game's on right behind me, I'm almost tempted to start playing.
I was about to say, like, to be fair, you made that your background. I knew you. It's like you had this latent desire to talk about it, right? I feel like it would be crazy not to talk about it. I know you're
man. But I want to talk about Geoff Keighley not attending E3 2020 because E3 2020 it was supposed to be the year. A lot of us were anticipating this being the E3 to go to. We was thinking this could be the E3. We were going to see the PS5 revealed. We was going to see the Xbox. I guess we were calling it the 2 at the time, the Xbox 2 or whatever the new Xbox was going to call. We thought we was going to see the new Microsoft and the Sony consoles at this E3, and Nintendo doing a surprise follow up with what they got planned. And come 2020 is nothing like that at all, actually. Right. Sony is not showing up again. Nintendo is going to probably just have their own direct and do their own thing and have their own games on the floor. And Microsoft is being Microsoft. And what I mean by that is they have a huge presentation. Yeah. And after their presentation, it's like, okay, what's next? So my question to you guys, because I've been seeing a lot of people say E3 is dead, E3 is going down, E3 is ending, E3 is losing relevance, and I have said E3 is losing relevance, but not for the same reason why people have been saying, or at least I've been seeing. I feel like, in my opinion, the reason why it seems like E3 is losing relevance is because too many people have been relying on... No, not too many people. E3 has been relying on the big three for the past generation. It's been relying on Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft to bring them the viewership that's, acceptable. And the reason why I say that is because everyone gets hyped for the Nintendo portion. There's people who get hyped for Sony. There's people who get hyped for Xbox. You don't really see too many people talk too much about Ubisoft for good reason. You don't see too many people talk. You see some people talk about Square Enix, but it's not as big as Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So because of that, I feel like the creators of E3 and the marketing team, they didn't take the opportunity to really find a way to separate themselves from the big three and create their own value and create their own, to make an entity of themselves for people just to want to be in the environment of E3. Because, right. I mean, you've been there, a few people have been there. Adrian's been there, Gamer Thumbs, Mikkel, you guys been to E3 and you guys have fun. But yep. As someone who's been to E3, I'm going to pass this question to you. As someone who's been to E3, would you appreciate more like user-based things just for fans themselves and not really focusing too much on the show of the big three, but making it more of a gaming festival per se?
I agree with that, just because, and it's not because, I'm just like, well, I'm not technically considered media yet. Like, of course they should cater to me. I want to go out there and have a good time, and just because I want to be selfish about it as a gaming fan, and this basically being like, like the Super Bowl of gaming, I guess. Yeah. But also because I feel like if you look back at the history of E3, they've had kind of a tumultuous sort of run, right? They're from like what, like the 90s to like 2006. It was kind of open to both like, you know, media professionals and gamers, right? Then around like I think it was like 2007, 2006 to like 2008 or something like that. They're like, okay, we're not letting the public in anymore. This is just for industry people, and that's it. And I think that was because like vendors were upset or something at the time. And then, you know, now they've changed it a little bit more this year too, where it's like, okay, no more early bird pricing. They're just going to have like a gamer pass for 165, but you only get 2 days of access instead of 3, unless you want to pay like $995 to get a premium pass to get a 3rd day, which is a little steep, I think. But to answer your question, I think the line has blurred so much between what you would consider like the general gaming public and industry professionals that's put them in sort of a weird position in terms of like trying to figure out how to balance the experience for the needs of both, right? Because even though you might say like, oh well, those people, that person's not a journalist, they're not a publisher, they're not a developer, do they have as much value to be here as you know, do they have as much value as somebody who truly works within the industry for like a major gaming company, for example? And I think the answer today is absolutely, because just because a guy doesn't have a media pass doesn't mean he doesn't have 2 million followers on Instagram. So I think that, and I think that's something that they learned, and I think a lot of the companies that continue to maintain a presence at E3, when some companies are iffy, I think the companies that have massive followings like Nintendo, they can pass an E3 if they want, because like you said, they can do a Nintendo Direct, reach millions of people, and the press is going to pick up on it anyways in you know, mainstream online sources. But I'd say independent developers or publishers or mid-range, they I think have a greater need to be at E3, because that's where, you know, they're guaranteed to get you know, networking opportunities or to get coverage by like mainstream media outlets and things like that. Whereas I think like the top tier players are like, they can take it or leave it, you know. But I think that excluding people like us would be a horrible idea, and I think E3 knows they have to find that balance.
Agreed. Aiden, Quinn, and Dave, what's going on, man? Aiden, man, feel better, dude. Feel better, man. Take it easy, man. All right. Appreciate you coming out, definitely. But nah, Josh, I definitely understand, and it's. I guess you know, I want to pose this to you in the chat as well.
Sure.
So more so, we understand that E3, they need to, you know, go in a more customer service route and be more of a festival, because I feel like them announcing certain things now, of them going in that route in response, because it's happening after Geoff Keighley say he's stepping down. Yep. And I discussed this with OJ last night on a PE podcast. I feel like the delivery of it just doesn't look good, because now it seems like you're doing this in response to, and not in direct correlation of this being a business plan your company had to begin with.
Yeah, the Keighley thing kind of threw me through a loop a little bit. One, I mean, clearly he's a veteran. He's been there for like 25 years straight. In his statement, he mentions that. But the other thing is, he didn't really give a huge reason for not being there, which I understand, but don't understand. Because on the one hand, if I was in a position like that and I knew I had a track record and my name was basically synonymous with E3, I would be very careful about what words I would put out in public forum as well, so as not to just spark a bunch of rumor mongering and, you know, damaging business relationships that I have with a bunch of people who attend that conference. Or put it on. But on the other side, it does sort of pose a lot of questions, right? It just, I don't know. It's weird. It would be like, I'm trying to think of something that would be comparable, but I don't know. It's just weird to have such a name that's so connected or so intertwined with the experience to just out of nowhere be like, yeah, I'm not going to do it this year. Like, at least he tried to be graceful about it and say, you know, he still has a lot of respect for it and all this stuff, and he didn't slam anybody. I mean, I thought he was a class act about it.
He was.
It does make you wonder.
He was, and it made me wonder as well. That's why I look at it as there. Oh, what's going on, NX? I guess my whole thing with E3 is, because I see Dave said he honestly hope E3 dies. I don't want E3 to die, because
no, I don't want it to die.
I feel as though that is missed opportunities for a lot of indie game developers. I feel like that's a lot of not even just indie game developers, but even smaller studio developers as well,
or just content creators, man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If I hadn't gone that, like, for me, the reason I don't want it to go away, and this was Cynthia's position on the Lucas last time we talked a little bit about this is it's just such a cool experience for gamers. I never probably would have met like Adrian or Fabian or Mikkel in person had there not been like this sort of unifying thing that kind of brought us all together. And that's just a really cool experience. Like, and I don't want to say I slammed E3, but I also, and I suppose I still think that it is becoming less relevant. Yeah, I think that's apparent, but at the same time, having now been there myself, I walked back a lot of my criticism because I was like, this is tremendous. Like, this is a really cool thing, not just for all the spectacle of the games on display there and all just all the cool stuff that you see, but the people, man. Like, just getting to connect with different people is a really cool thing. And I having only gone once, like, I would love to go every year, and I hope it doesn't go.
And not only that, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's like, Dave said in the chat, he says, think of it this way, when one thing dies or goes away, something better can appear.
Yeah, it's true.
Yo, Rob in the chat. Shout out to Avidan with that dynamic ship in the background. Nah, Dave, you have to say sorry. I want to, because what you're saying is something that a lot of people are saying. So it's not picking on you. It is addressing the point and the opinion that you do have. That I feel like even some people in the chat make share the same opinion as you. So, when one thing dies, something else better can appear. You're right, but at the same time, who is making that something appear right now? Andy Ackerman with the $1.49 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. It's things like that. Like, who is working to make something close to E3 right now that we could possibly say this is next in line? Because
I mean,
go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because right now I see a good opportunity for developers to get their name out there more. I see a good opportunity, as you said, for content creators to network with future developers, younger developers. Shout out to Dave for the $2 Canadian dollars. Appreciate you so much. It's so much that I feel E3 is providing under the hood that we can't see. We're just the people. A lot of us. We're at home watching E3 from our computer screens. But what about the people who are there? What about the part of E3 that we don't see? What about the part of E3 that doesn't get shown on TV so much? What about that? And
Right.
I feel like that could be in jeopardy if we say E3 is dying or we don't want to support E3 anymore. Where that could be the very foundation for future games and games that people will like. And I'll say this right now. The reason why I am a strong supporter of indie games is because indie games really put in the work. For those of you who may not know this, but Streets of Rage 4, the developers who made Streets of Rage 4 are the same ones who made what's that game? Not Monster Boy, but the other one. The Dragon Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy. It was Wonder Boy. Emu. Emu are the same developers behind Streets of Rage 4. So it's like these people are at these events of E3. They don't just go to the local events like PAX or Too Many Games or what have you. They go to these larger events too. They are invited. So I feel as though we should at least not say E3 is dying. We should say, well, what does E3 have in store without these companies, and give them a genuine chance, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe it's not even that it's dying. Maybe it's just changing as a natural result of just like shifts in how we consume information over the past 25 years. Shifts in consumer taste, shifts in how video games are developed and distributed to the populace. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's just more to it than just saying like, oh, they're irrelevant because of the internet now. Like, maybe are other factors at play we're not considering.
Got it. Game Looter said something great as well. He said the amount of developers you can speak to at E3, small and large, is tremendous. These types of interactions don't occur at places such as PAX. E3 won't die though; it will reform. That's what I see it happening. I feel like they're gonna adapt. I feel like they're just gonna adapt well. So I'm not worried about it. But what do you guys in the chat? What do you guys think? What else do you guys think? Let's more people in the chat talk. Shout out to Rob for naming my ship the Namek ship. I gotta get my training in, dude. So it is what it is. Oh man, this this is definitely it's been a long day.
Yeah.
It has literally been a long day, and I might actually like rest after the ChillCast. I'm not gonna. I'm for the first time. Well, no, not gonna. Not for the first time. Not for the first time.
I'm not buying what you're about to say, but go on.
No. I lived up to that a few times. Where I did not get nothing to eat after the ChillCast. Y'all ain't gonna do this to me.
I know you're gonna get something to eat after the ChillCast. Then maybe you'll get some sleep.
No. You're not gonna do this to me. You guys are not gonna do this to me. No.
But I know here in a minute you're gonna start looking up the IHOP menu or something.
No, like, I'm not. No, well, no. Stop this.
It's been such a long day, you know. Like,
no.
Exactly. Oh, want some fresh
hold
pancakes
up.
Or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Shout out to Leah Judea. She said Happy Valentine's Day, gentlemen, to everyone in the chat. So first of all, Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. And well, that might be a huge pause moment. So I think I'll just stop there. Thank you for the background. See, you know what? So see, Rob, that's someone who appreciates good coaching. See, that background is amazing. See, Rob just gonna go joke on it, say I'm in a Namek ship, like I'm about to go fight Frieza myself. Like I got Super Saiyan power, like my hair could turn gold. Don't you dare turn that into a... Don't you dare.
All right. Okay. I'll leave it.
I knew what you was going to do. I knew what you was going to do before you even tried it.
Only because we were joking about it before we went live. I joked about it. I knew we had intros to get through, you know. I didn't say anything. I didn't point out...
Oh, man. This is... How did we get here? We went from 5 people watching to us just talking about Fanstar Online. Now we got 24 people watching. What's going on, y'all? This is what happens when we start early. We actually start at 10 o'clock on the dot. That's amazing. That is historic. Someone marked this day. On Valentine's Day 2020, the ChillCast actually started on time.
That's true. Andy says, let's talk about Raid Shadow Legends.
But, yo... Oh, Sweat, Fabian's in here. Yo, Gamer Thumb TV. Shout out to Gamer Thumbs TV. We just mentioned you. We mentioned you about E3 and how the importance of E3 when you was there, Mikkel was there, Josh was there. So yeah, shout out to Gamer Thumbs for showing up. Let's see. Where you flying? See, I don't like how my chat is turning on me. This happens when you're here. Somehow, when you're here,
what's that supposed to mean?
Yes, the first time. The first time. Remember the first time how
is
the
this alien isolation incident?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is
okay.
Indeed.
All right. Okay. All right, Avidan. It's that was one time, and you wanted to play Alien Isolation. You were secretly.
No!
I just revealed within you the desires you already had. That's all it was. I just bring those things to light. You were pumped to be terrified, running around the Nostromo,
absolutely
evading
not.
a xenomorph.
Absolutely not. No.
Oh man,
not at all. Not at all. Let's talk about Raid Show Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, you've seen that? Like every YouTuber's been like in the middle of like, but first, a word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, the premier RPG on iOS. Join now, and for 90 days, you get daily login things. I think. I need to learn that pitch. I'm gonna see if I can get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I have no idea if I would even enjoy the game.
Let me see something.
Yeah, Fabian's right. Every YouTuber's like I absolutely love Raid Shadow Legends, but I'm pretty sure most of them are not playing that on a regular, or they're only doing as much as they're contractually obligated to.
Okay,
that's probably what I would do.
You know what? I'm gonna have some fun. You got.
Maybe it's incredible.
You got.
You know what?
I'm gonna have some fun now. No.
Are you gonna download Raid Shadow Legends?
No. I'm gonna have even more fun than that. Hold on.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about all that right now.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about all that right now. I'm just gonna have some fun now. So since we're talking about Raid Shadow Legends, I might as well put up on the screen and actually talk about it.
Oh no!
Right, man,
not until you get sponsored. No.
Get ready to review Raid Shadow Legends. We have orcs exploring the fight. Ice arrows, ice giants, spiders, fire. Choose your champions. Choose your heroes.
So bad. It's gonna be funny when
The
you find out
bosses.
some Raid Shadow Legends developer is lurking and
PvP
he's messing
battles.
everything up.
Throw fire. Raid Shadow Legends. I'm done. Does that suffice?
That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Does that suffice? We're good to go. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Cool. We did it. We did that. All right.
Completely legit.
This is the stuff that happens when it's only two of us on here.
Yes. That's good stuff.
This is what happens when I'm left alone. Like some people know. Some people know this about me. You know this about me, right? Rob knows this about me. Let's see. I know Leah knows this about me, that I could get really, 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 really crazy when it comes to the different things. So
yeah.
So you guys got to see one of my moments that happens off air quite often. Yes, random crazy. That's a proper choice of words, DNG Dave. That's a proper choice of words. Thank you so much. I value your words towards me right now. Anyway.
Yes.
Why? Let me go down the chat. I wanted to do this just so I could go to first. I got distracted because I said the chat turns on me, because the first thing I noticed was when Dave said Frieza appears, kills Avidan.
Right.
And then chat goes collect the 7 Dragon Balls, resurrects Avidan. Then Leah says, "Where you flying to, Avidan?" Then Dave laughing at that. Gamerdumb says Sonic movie was awesome. I'm hearing mixed reviews about that. You said it was good. Another YouTuber said he thought the movie wasn't terrible, but it was more for kids in his opinion. Let's see. Are you training in 100 times gravity? 300 times gravity. Don't spoil. It's me when I appear. When I appear, it goes wild. I can't wait to see the hedgehog. More people want. This is Josh's. This isn't Josh's fault. This is Jaken's fault about that hedgehog business. Why is Avidan in the Pokemon in the wild? We don't want to pop out. I'm confused. Art, Captain, what are you talking about, Captain? I'm lost, Captain. Oh yeah, every other YouTuber pretends they actually play it regularly. I play it. You guys just saw. I advertised the game for you guys. With all the games coming out, you think I have to invest in freaking Raid Shadow? No, not at all. Raid Shadow, use the game looters to get your first month free. Join our Discord and play with others to enjoy fun together. So a generic RPG. You're dead to me. Oh, man. A little bad choice of words, but good voice. Well, thank you. At least Avidan doesn't have pause moments. Oh, you guys probably saw that YouTube video, that promo about Nick that other time. Poor Nick. F in the chat for Nick, please. I think that was tame, but so is it's definitely a kid's thing, but so is Sonic. I get you. No, everything is Josh's fault. Somehow Ginger's is to blame. My kids are excited and I didn't see Sonic. Okay, well, cool.
I'm seeing it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, true. It happens often. She's right. It does happen often.
I think it's on course to be the most successful video game movie launch.
It might. I see that happen actually. You know what? Let's talk about this.
They're tracking 55 million right now for opening weekend.
Let's talk about the Sonic movie. Let's talk about it. Well, we can't spoil it, but I want to say
but I haven't seen it yet, so
I haven't seen it yet. I probably won't see it probably for half a year when it comes out on cable. But I'll say the Sonic movie. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. I want to say possibly Jim Carrey's carrying that movie.
I think that could be true. I mean, it'll be fun just to see Jim Carrey in kind of a return to form, like more 90s goofy Jim Carrey.
That's gonna be funny.
And it's not that he that's to do with some range, more so than I think a lot of people early on gave him credit for. Like, he can definitely do dramatic roles and everything,
Truman
and that's
Show.
fine. Right, like Truman Show. What was it? Man on the Moon, when he did the Andy Kaufman story. Um, but I would like to see, I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see Jim Carrey in it. I mean, that's not my only reason to go. But the other thing too is I think gamers have a lot more faith in the Sonic movie than previous video game efforts, because I think that one, the fact they were willing to go back and do the redesign, right? Assuming it wasn't a guerrilla marketing tactic, assuming they really did go back and change it, and they just make it goofy just to get people fired up. I think that demonstrates, or I think that leads a lot of gamers to have more faith in this movie than like the Hitman movie or the Tomb Raider movie, because I feel like with some of those movies, like you look at the marketing for it, and you're just like, this is a movie that's made by people who don't really understand the source material.
Yeah.
Like for me, I still think the one that got the source material best to me is still Silent Hill. Like, yeah, the story wasn't the best, and they took some liberties, like blending a few, storylines from a couple different entries in that series. But in terms of the aesthetics and the music, just keeping all of Akira Yamaoka's tracks, to score the whole thing, and this really bizarre camera angles from the original PS1 version, like they did a lot right with that. I mean, was it the best movie in the world? No, of course not. But I think Sonic's going to be closer in quality to that than like what was a really bad video game movie, Max Payne.
What's it? No.
You're defending Max Payne?
No, I'm gonna say there's a movie worse than that.
Oh, there's lots worse. Wait, where are you going with this? Because there's one that's definitely worse, but in a charmingly fun way we all love, and I'm not even gonna say it because we should all know what it is.
Now, we all know the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, what? No, that's not. You can't go there. That's not fair to say.
No. That was me trolling. That was me trolling.
It was crazy dumb, but it was like fun dumb, right?
That was me trolling. No, what I actually was going to say, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I don't. No, I did see Annihilation. Never mind. There was another.
And the Street Fighter Chun-Li movie. The Street Fighter Chun-Li movie was hilariously bad, actually.
Yeah.
If you try to watch it seriously, you're gonna get upset. But if you watch it as a comedy, man, you're gonna be busting up.
Yeah.
You're gonna be busting up. So, but I'm seeing Gamer Thumbs and both Juan saying that Jim Carrey didn't really carry the movie. Sonic was good too. So I may see it eventually for free. So
yeah,
I'm paying for cable service, so technically it won't be for free, but you get what I mean. I won't have to go out and pay for a ticket.
Sure.
And go see it. Or I may Redbox it. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, Sonic. I don't know. The Sonic movie. I'm definitely interested in it. I'm more of a fan of the Sonic music soundtrack from the games than the actual movies. Like the older Genesis games are what I'm really so with Sonic Adventure per se, and the cartoon would, you know what? If they got Jaleel White to the voice Sonic, that would have been dope.
Right.
If they would have gotten Jaleel White to voice Sonic, I think that would have pushed more people to come go see the movie just off nostalgia period. DBZ live action, we don't call that. If you talk about evolution, we don't call that movie Dragon Ball Z. That's just bad. That's just bad. Please make me a real promise, dude. No matter what, how big your channel is, never lose yourself in change. You're the best, Dave. If I lose myself in change, call me out on it immediately. In fact, all of you do, because I'll just say this: Josh and I joke around a lot. Josh right here next to me. I'll say who's in the chat. Out of the people in the chat, Josh, Rob, Leah, and who else? I think that's all who's in the chat. Nicholas, if Nicholas is watching too, because Nicholas lurks a lot. They know me the best to know that I'm the same person you see here on screen. I'm off camera. That's me off camera. Probably amplified, actually. Probably more. Yeah. So Dave, you don't have to worry about that, man.
He definitely eats more IHOP off camera than he does on camera. That I can say.
What'd you say?
I said he definitely eats more IHOP off camera than on.
Oh, that I do. That I do. I eat a lot more off camera. For my size, you guys would literally call me Luffy from One Piece or Goku from Dragon Ball Z by the way I eat. Literally, I'll be eating my food and I'll be like, legit, yo, I'm still hungry. in the process of me eating food, I will say that I'm hungry sometimes.
Right. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the ChillCast, though. And I would even argue in some ways that the chillest part of it, because usually after we do the show, like, it's not uncommon for us to all just like hang out in the Discord chat for like an hour or two and just like play games or just chat or whatever.
It's not uncommon at all, and it's like you guys are getting like a insight on how the ChillCast ends sometimes. Like, we legit, talk about life. We talk about like future things we want to do for the cast, what we could do better, things we got planned for the channel. You're not gonna talk about my snacks on air like this. I will not stand for this.
I didn't say a lot about your snacks.
No, not you. I'm talking about Leah in the chat.
Oh,
like, no, I will not stand for this, because you know what? Part of my snacks. Oh, my green screen won't let me be great, but dill pickle chips, which was suggested by you,
and they're good,
and they're really good. So stop this now. Anyway, I literally just like hanging out, and sometimes we'll play like you guys see the screen. I would just shrink myself and start playing a game like Apex Legends, and while we're all hanging out and talking. And this is something that it's part of the ChillCast, so we gotta do that again sometime. It's been a while, but Rob is out of commission. Try to blame me for it, but it's not my fault. Dave with the $2 donation said, "Rest in peace, chips." Yeah, those chips are almost done. The other chips, though, he's at work. Whoever says dill pickle chips are gross, curse you. Oh, those are good. You know what snacks I'm talking about. Listen, we're not gonna talk about my snacks on. I could go get those boxes. You know what? Hold up. No, we're gonna settle this.
I'll just stay here. Just carry the show by myself, I guess. I actually don't have any snacks. Normally, I would gravitate to something like cinnamon rolls or, I like Pringles too. I don't eat them a lot, but they're pretty good. But I do agree with the dill pickle chip, idea. It's really good. I'm also a pineapple and pizza guy. I don't know how everybody in the chat feels about that. I'm personally a big supporter. Also with some jalapenos, right? Throw something spicy in there. So remember, everybody, hashtag
is not what I've done.
Oh wait. So remember, hashtag. Oh, never. Hey, man.
What's up?
What's up? That's so good to see you. I'm glad. What snacks did you get? That's what everybody wants to know.
First of all, right now. So we got jalapeno poppers, cheese doodles. These are legendary.
Those look good.
These are legendary. So, and if you are on Poe, if you pour or if you Poe, if you need something to snack on, if you don't got money for the regular Pop-Tarts, you got these. Got the store brand Pop-Tarts.
Yep.
And I don't have them now, but some of the snacks that she talked about that I ran out of. If you guys remember, it's almost like Twinkies, but it's like strawberry inside, strawberry shortcake Twinkies, but it's not chocolate. Those are good.
What are those called? I know what you're talking about.
Those are called strawberry shortcakes. They're good.
So wait, what's the best flavor of Pop-Tart? Period. I'm curious. Or if you're struggling, you can do top 2 or 3. I'm just curious, like, what's in the upper pantheon of Avidan's Pop-Tart preferences?
Upper epsilon will always be the strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Strawberry, okay, a classic. Nothing wrong with it.
Always. But next in line, I have to say, what was that? Hold up. It's on the tip of my. It was It's hold up. Is it the s'mores? Hold up.
That's what I was looking for. That was the right answer. Was the s'more Pop-Tarts. That's my number one.
It wasn't the s'mores. It was the other one.
It's not brown sugar cinnamon. Not that one, right?
No.
You don't like those ones at all?
I like those, but those are not.
But they wouldn't reach top tier. That's not an S tier Pop-Tart.
It's not S tier. Oh my. You know what? I got. You know what? You guys got me looking up Pop-Tart brands right now to see if I can find it. And they got all kinds of Pop-Tarts. It's like I'm trying to that hot fudge sundae. That's what it was. Hot fudge
I never
sundae,
even seen that. That sounds awesome.
hot fudge sundae Pop Tarts. Those are amazing. If you guys never had hot fudge sundae Pop Tarts, those are amazing. How did we start talking about snacks? I do not know, but I'm here for it.
I admire your dedication to it, though. Like, you went all in on. You're like, I'm gonna get up and leave the show to go get more snacks. You're like, I'm not doing this without visual aids.
First, listen. This is probably the best derail I have ever done. Because you know what? When people don't have snacks, people get upset. And you know what other people get upset? People who don't get in their Nintendo Directs.
There we go. I was waiting for that segue. I could feel it.
People who don't get their Nintendo Directs. And we've been seeing a lot of gamers. Well, I haven't, because I muted the word direct on my Twitter. But I've been hearing a lot of people on Twitter are getting upset. There are people getting tricked about, a new direct coming through and everything. And it's really sad, because I really can't imagine anymore. And I put myself in this because I remember last year. Yes, indeed. Captain, I am not sure, because it's gonna be kind of late, and I actually have to handle a few things outside of this. But I'll let you know. But I'm gonna put myself in this because last year, and I made a tweet about this. Last year, I saw myself like just disappointed with some of the directs and what they showed. And I remembered it was at that point last year, I was like, yo, these are just video games. And Josh, if you remember, that was around the same time I started doing music tracks instead.
Around what time?
Around this time last year, I started talking about wanting to do things outside of just doing gaming news. And I started doing music more and more. And I would say like March or April, I started working on music more, and I started releasing more music on the channel. And that was probably the best turn for me. And now, we got a whole second channel full of music and beats for breakfast. Sad people losing their minds over directs, worse than people would. Yo, everyone in the chat, give a round of applause for Kuma, man. Kuma got the gold star of the night, man. Kuma got the gold star. You know what? Hold up, Kuma. Kuma, I haven't done this in a very long time. But Kuma, you earned this. You earned this, Kuma. You earned that, Kuma. Kuma, you earned that one. You earned that, Kuma. That's all you. So Andy was one of the few people to get one of those as well. Actually, that was brilliant, Kuma. That was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, seriously though, the Nintendo Directs, I feel as though, I guess looking out, and I want your opinion on this, Josh. What are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts about people just like getting upset and feeling like this impacted with video games? Like, sure, yeah, you want to see more video games, but what is it really worth getting upset or bent out of shape because A, you don't get the direct, or B, when you do get the direct, you don't see the games you want?
I don't know if it warrants being upset. Like, even over on the Nintendo Switch subreddit, see people are pointing out that as of February 7th, if they had not gotten a direct by then, it would have been the longest Nintendo Direct drought on record of 156 days, being the new record for how long it's been. And that was a week ago at this point. Yeah. So we're well beyond that. Do I think people should be upset? I don't know if I would say that, but I'll say that I'm glad that they are. And what I mean by that with context is, it means Nintendo's done its job when it comes to marketing, right? If they have become so good at maintaining hype through these directs that people are losing their collective minds when they're sitting there tracking the days like a weather pattern. Like, we're in the middle of a Nintendo drought. It's been 162 days since last time we got some Nintendo Direct action. That's well done, Nintendo. You managed to just, completely define the expectations for millions of people all over the internet with your marketing prowess. I can applaud that. I I can recognize when I'm getting marketed to in a significant way, and when someone does a good job, I just have to admire it. So good on them, I guess. Good job. Because I'm irritated. I want to see some Nintendo Direct action too. I'm not losing my mind, but it would be nice, Where's my Metroid Prime trilogy?
I'm just sitting back and I look at the amount of games that I gotta play, I gotta beat. I look at I still have Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out in a few months.
Right. You say you look so sad even saying this though. You're just like I'm trying to find the silver I guess I could,
I
beat some of
mean,
those backlog games. Spend time with my kids or something.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, where do I have time to even think about newer games? And if you know what, no, you know why I don't want to direct right away? Because if they confirm the rumor about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition being true, then you know what, April to May is not going to be well, it's going to be fun, but it's going to be just a whole bunch of RPGs. First, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Then we're going to have Trials of Mana Remake.
Mm-hmm.
Then Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
And Persona 5 Royal.
So you have 4 remakes, basically.
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back. No. It's April. April is gonna like April 2020 is gonna be what September 2019 was to a lot of gamers. If you remember September 2019, where there's a whole bunch of games that came out that month, and April, it seems like April's gonna be that month. Super Mario Bros. Movie, the game, make it happen in 2020.
I'd be okay with that.
I think I would too. John Leguizamo has to play Luigi.
Yeah.
Captain Art said no one, literally no one. People getting baited by Nintendo Direct fake. Tells the entire world. Worse than that, a YouTuber pranked the world about the Megalodon shark prank. I just saw it, Captain. I just saw it. I'm glad they spaced out the big games in 2020. My wallet stinks to them. Yep. Okay, bedtime up in 4 hours or so. Andy, thank you for coming out, man. I appreciate you hanging out. You have a good night, bro. Let me see. I think most people riding the wave of just being outraged, just to be outraged for attention. Just keep playing the games you have or the ones you missed out. Want to be patient. Thank you, Kuma. Like, legit, thank you. Gamer Thumb said Nintendo doesn't even need to do a direct. The games are still going to come out. No point in getting upset. Exactly. Exactly. Highlight that text. Like, highlight that comment. Exactly. You getting upset is not going to make the games come out any sooner.
Right.
It's almost like I think people think like the minute they turn into the Incredible Hulk, then all the games going to magically appear in front of them. And no, life doesn't work like that.
Right.
Life doesn't work like that. So, but I want you guys in the chat. What do you guys think about Nintendo Directs? To me, I think they're cool. I feel like they have their purpose, and I feel like they establish a new format that's Sony's following behind, where they show independence and they are not in need of bigger platforms like E3, like we just spoke about. But I also feel as though people are gravitating more towards the formula than the actual products themselves. And I think that could pose a future problem down the line. Because in this case, it's almost putting like extra production time to make something visible. And I think that's why we had fiascos like Metroid Prime 4. It's like you show people something, but you don't really have something to offer that until years later. And I think Nintendo has learned their lesson and they're abandoning that marketing model. Those are the same people who complain when a game is rushed out. Exactly. Honestly, I love them, but I would rather have fewer. It means me spending less money. Facts. Usually 1 or 2 games I'm interested in. Then mostly I space out for the rest of the direct. Understandable indeed. Josh, you have any other points, man?
For the Nintendo Direct, not really. I mean, I if we do get one, I hope it's not one where they just do like a 20 or 30 minute type thing. Like I hope they do actually go for like an hour or longer. I'm just really curious to see like what kind of things Nintendo's going to do to keep things hyped throughout the rest of this year. I I think they had a really good strategy this generation just because they were able to basically turn the whole Wii U fiasco around completely. And I think one of the smartest things they did to kind of keep that hype train rolling on an annual cycle was they had generally one big thing coming to the Switch every month, right? There's usually just one big game release for sure every single month, right? They didn't just just blast out like 30 games at launch and then have these long, like, because I'll tell you what, I'll take a Nintendo Direct drought over a video game drought any day of the week, right? Like, yes, it's nice to have some downtime to tackle the backlog, but at the same time, if the Switch had come out and we were in a position where, I was waiting 3 months to get another game worth playing, that would be way worse than me just being like, how come I'm not getting my Nindy showcase? It's been 160 days. Like, I'll take that problem over the alternative.
Exactly, because right now, the Switch. Well, I will say this though. The Switch kind of like the Nintendo kind of dropped the ball on the Super NES games reveal. Like for months, you didn't hear nothing about the new Super NES games, and then got a whole bunch of games no one asked for.
Oh man,
I was like, oh, well, that's nice. I don't use this this service anyway, so it's all good. Gamer Dumb said, Nintendo still spends tons of money renting out floor space at E3, even if they don't present. It's still important for their brand, but the directs help them stay in touch with their gamers more frequently. Captain said, I don't have any good video ideas. Anybody have some suggestions? Make what you like. I will make that a good suggestion for you, Captain. Yeah. For you to make what you like first. Make what you like. If the thing about YouTube, and I said this, and I said this like Mikkel and I we said this in this morning's episode of Beats for Breakfast. It's like there has to be more people putting the you back in YouTube. Gamer Thumbs just said right what I'm about to say. Make content that you would want to watch. If you want to watch, if you feel comfortable watching that, and that's something that you are 100% behind, and it's to your 100% of your standards, then go for it. Definitely, Leah, go ahead, sure. You think we're gonna have to wait for E3 for the next direct? No. Puzzle Guy, I don't think so. But if we did, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. If we did, I don't think so. But if we did, you'll see me every week playing my video games that I have, enjoying my video games, and you know what? If you are good one. That's all I'm gonna say. Good one, Puzzle Guy. Good one. I'd rather.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to read Neo Blitz. He said, I'd rather have a Nintendo Direct drought than a video game drought any day of the week. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I've never lost sleep over video game disappointment. I have lost sleep over video game excitement. Like, I was super pumped for when the Switch was about to come out and it was like 3 days to launch. Like, I was real pumped. Because at first, like, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, I guess the Switch is okay. Because they did that Japanese presentation like way before it actually ended up dropping back in March of 2017, or was it February or March of 2017? I think when the Switch dropped, whatever it was.
It was March 2017. Yeah.
As we got closer and closer to launch date, like I started getting super excited because I started thinking more about just the flexibility and how that hadn't really been done before, and yeah, I was real pumped. I didn't lose a lot of sleep. I was excited because I'm like a child on like Christmas Eve, right? Like I still get.
No, listen, I was having that excitement because it wasn't and Leah, I'm a hold up. You know what? Hold up. As I'm telling you, I'm doing something, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm thinking at the same time. So when I first got my Switch, it was literally just hype because the whole time I'm thinking to myself, yo, I can't wait. I legit just cannot wait until I can't wait until like this drops. I can't wait until play Zelda Breath of the Wild literally anywhere. Like I played it on the big screen, like my 50-inch TV right here for about 2 hours, right? And I literally remembered saying, you know what, let me share the TV for a second, taking the Switch out the dock, go in the room and continue the same game. That was a game changing moment for me in video games, period. But everybody, Leah in the chat, she's actually restarting her other channel and is launching on Monday. It's going to deal with helping creatives grow their channel. It is Judea. There is the link to her channel. I want you guys, if you are a creative, if you are somebody who is actually going to, wanting to grow your brand and actually, not only that, but also support her in her journey in creating her own nonprofit company, then I highly suggest you go over there. It's really dope. It's really dope the things that she has in store. So definitely go check it out, and let her know what you think. It's the first video drops on Monday. So yeah, we treat each other with love over here. We no problem. It's like we treat each other with love over here. If you are part of this community, Captain knows it as well. It's like we part of this community. We all look out for each other. It's because here's the thing. I personally don't necessarily I don't like the YouTube culture of every man for himself. I never did. I feel as though everyone on this platform has a shot, to succeed if everybody chooses to be themselves, and if everybody, which Lee and I, we spoke about this plenty of times, but choosing between doing the hard work and saying that I want to do this instead of saying I can't, because there's, and she shared like a video where somebody else was talking about the same thing. It's like we use two words interchangeably, won't, and we say we won't and we can't. And 9 times out of 10, we replace the words won't with can't do something. And
right.
That's something, Josh, you and I, we talked about that quite a bit. It's like there's too many people saying that they won't do something when they can't do something when it's really they won't do something. I'll be real with you guys. There are a lot of things I won't do on YouTube. I won't go daily and make daily content on YouTube. That's just not my formula. That's not how I want to do things. I am not a YouTuber. I am a content creator. That's something that me and Mikkel saw eye to eye on quick when we first met. It's like, I'm a content creator. I do more than just YouTube, which is why I segued into the Beats for Breakfast channel, because, and I'm gonna have more content creators. Josh, I interviewed him already. I'm gonna interview more people. I'm gonna interview a lot more people because I'm excited. Yo, Kazoo, what's going on? Problem with me is I'm shy. I have problems talking to the camera. I'll be working on that. I don't care about making money. I have none of my videos monetized. Happy V-Day, Kazoo. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? We're gonna turn this into something totally. It's gonna be like the most different ChillCast. If you guys are okay with this, we do this a lot in the ChillCast. We talk about video games a little bit, and then we just talk about some real stuff. All right. So for those of you who are have problems talking to the camera, spoiler alert, I do too. Spoiler. Yep. It's really hard for me to talk to the camera sometimes. Normally when I talk to the camera these days and I really have a script. In fact, there was one video where I literally had to actually call up Leah to have someone on the phone with me. So I had to trick myself to feeling like I'm not, just talking to a camera anymore. And you
Right.
have to play mind games where this thing right here is not an inanimate object, and you really, whether if you are in a position like right here behind me is just a wall, so I can't have no one stand behind this and hold a camera for me. But if you are in a position where you can have someone hold a camera for you and video and record you, then talk to that person instead of the camera, and you're gonna see your delivery comes out a lot different.
Right.
And what I started doing something very simple. If I'm going to record with this, then on my screen, I'm going to have pictures of people. So I could actually relate more with the people that I'm seeing than the actual camera. And that
Right.
will change your delivery altogether. You could actually start talking. You could segue, and you could actually feel like you're having a real conversation, even if nothing is talking back to you in return. So, yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just to kind of add on to that, something else to remember, like if you're having trouble talking to the camera, just remember, like, you can practice talking to the camera, you can practice recording yourself, you can even do edits, you can upload. You don't necessarily have to publish. So if, like, one of the things that sort of gets in your way is, you're just self-conscious, or you struggle with, just trying to make sure your delivery is solid whenever you're on camera talking to somebody. One of the things that you can do is you can just practice, recording it over and over, but you don't have to show it to anybody. Or if you get to a place where you think you might want to show it to somebody, you don't have to put it public to the entire world to see. You could just find, like, a couple of close friends, family member, other content creators that you trust on the platform, and say, hey, would you mind taking a look at this, right? You can solicit some feedback that way without having to go all in on the sort of scary exposure that comes with, like, putting yourself out there live to the entire web.
Got it. Yeah. And no, kazoo, that makes sense. Kazoo, it's like it's very general advice, and I'll say let this apply for the people that who can and everything. Because at the end of the day, I want people to do what works for them and what makes you comfortable. The key is being comfortable on camera. Dudes sound like bear hugger. What's going on, SK? The whole thing is being comfortable on camera. Whatever you can do to make yourself feel comfortable, that matters.
Yep.
That matters. If you can make yourself feel comfortable, that matters. And that's why I personally just started, recording more, because for the longest time, my very first videos that you guys could literally go back and see. All right, good night, SK. My very first videos, I was just all voiceover, all voiceover, and that was hard. That was hard at first, because it's like you're still putting your voice out there, you're still putting your ideas out there. But I noticed with voiceover, I was able to talk for 10, 15 minutes easy, and it didn't matter to me if I ramble, say a little bit. I just spoke. But when you turn on that camera and you can actually see your face, another tip: don't look at yourself as you're recording. I know some of us have the video recording software. Minimize the video recording software so you don't see yourself, because seeing yourself may distract you. That's another thing. So that's pretty much it. Anyone else? Any ideas? Exactly. Try talking with your diaphragm as well. That's another way just to captivate more presence on camera as well. So, any other questions? We're in Q&A right now, so we're just chilling. Josh, so when is PSO2 coming out on Xbox?
I think it's March or April. Let me see. Actually, no, they're saying July 4th. No, wait, no, that's July. No, that's 2012. That's not right.
Yeah, that's the original. That's the original release date. Kazoo. That's something that I'm still getting a better handle of myself, but it's more so talking with more from. Yes, you definitely gave me advice on that as well. One thing I would say is I'm trying to think of the best explanation because it's something that you know how you like how you ride a bike and everything and you get to do it more and more so well. It's almost like, okay, how do you explain this in a way where it's like I'm not confusing somebody? um you know what, Leah, can you break it down, make it easier? Because probably right now, I considering the hours of sleep that I have, my mind is not there. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Considering the hours of sleep I have, my mind is not fully there. My video might be entertaining. Nice. BP, what's going on, man? Oh, man. Let's see. I got no... Oh. Let me see. Yo, Josh, did you see the new opening trailer for Final Fantasy X Remake, though?
I saw that it dropped today. I think IGN put it up, but I did not watch it yet. I'm going to watch it, but I don't know about you, but a lot of the YouTube content I consume, I almost listen to YouTube videos more than I watch them. And this was when I was like, I want to sit down and I want to watch this and make sure I can absorb it. So like normally, like if you're doing content that like Beats for Breakfast or something where there's a lot of talking and it's not quite as visual, I love that's where long form content shines for me. Like I'll put on like old Angry Video Game Nerd playlists that have like every episode he's done, and I'll just like clean up the house and listen to him like, you know, flip out about, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Batman Returns or something. But that's something I want to watch.
Yeah, I would say it definitely made me say, can you guys give us a demo already? Can you guys like stop like teasing us and just give us a demo right now?
It's got to be close.
Because what I saw it. Did you play Crisis Core?
Yes,
you did.
For the PSP.
You played Crisis Core.
Yeah, it took me a second. At first, I was thinking of Dirge of Cerberus. I was like, wait, nope, that's not right. Yeah, I did play, and I believe I beat Crisis Core. Because I was wanted them to make to remake that or port it to another system.
You're gonna see that soon. When you see it, you're gonna get Crisis Core vibes. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah, I think. Do I still have Crisis Core? I'm sure I've got it. I'm sure I do.
Like that when I got Crisis Core vibes in the very beginning scene. I was like, oh no.
Hold on. I'm gonna check. I think I have it on the go.
That game's amazing. You really have one.
Well, I was playing Phantasy Star Portable on it the other day when I couldn't get into the beta. I was like, I've got other ways to play Phantasy Star. I don't need your stupid beta.
Well, yo, if one of the things you have in the care package is what I think it is, I will unbox it live.
Oh,
interesting. Next week. So you got to be here next week. Next week's episode, I'll unbox that live. I'll unbox.
It's not bad, I don't think. I think you'll dig it.
I'll unbox that live. You know what? We got to the whole ChillCast, so almost everyone could be there for that.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm really just at this point chilling right now. Does anyone have any questions? We're in Q&A right now. You inspire me to fire Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. Gotta finish it before the remake releases. Do that, man. I'm on the second disc in that game, and I may run through it, but part of me wants to run. Part of me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I keep bringing up Mikkel. I blame Mikkel for this because I was going through his Twitter to look for a picture that I could use for the thumbnail, and this dude literally had Rurouni Kenshin Season 2. A scene from there playing on his media. I was like, why are you doing this to me, dude? Now I have to watch this anime over again. Just to see the lead up to that scene. Man, Kenshin's such a good anime. Is that one of the animes you watch? Have you watched Kenshin?
Nope. I've watched like 3 anime Avidan.
We need to
I'm gonna finish Demon Slayer. Here's my plan of attack. I'm gonna finish Demon Slayer, and then I'm gonna move on to My Hero Academia as I promised the looters, and then I'm gonna move on to The Promised Neverland. That's the next one.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on Demon Slayer? I'm probably gonna be leaning more away from it down the line. Yo, hold up, hold on. We got V Sips here. Yo, V Sips, what is going on, man? And how are you
Yeah,
doing today, man?
the man who's single-handedly responsible for me getting obsessed with the Somnium Files this week. I'd almost written off that entire genre, and then I started playing Somnium Files, and I was like, man, he's super right. This is really good. It's a great story.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Demon Slayer so far?
I really like it. I liked it so much because I thought it was a little easier to follow than some other anime that I tried to watch before.
Mm-hmm.
And because I like the more mature storyline, kind of, even though they weren't afraid to have fun with some playfulness, like in terms of like any part of the animation where like he flips out and his eyes get like super big and he freaks out about something. I think those moments are hilarious. I think that like the opening episodes where he's sort of working through what's happened to Nezuko, I think that's really interesting because I think there's like almost like some slapsticky humor when he's like, you know how you got big before? Can you get smaller and get down into this basket? Like I thought that was hilarious. I actually made my dad watch it, and he enjoyed it because he used to watch Gargoyles, and he was like, you know what? He's like, I was skeptical, but I really liked it. Oh yeah, we were big into Gargoyles, X-Men, the Batman the Animated Series.
Yo, you brought it back. You brought it back.
It's a solid show. It's great.
You brought it back to Gargoyles, though. Man, that's a classic.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yo.
But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed the show. I'm 13 episodes in, so I'm about halfway done with the season, the only season, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed it. And I probably wouldn't have, except for the fact that I got like a 2-month Funimation subscription from buying that Kakarot collector's edition. That was a nice inclusion.
I'm going to, like I said, I probably won't go back into Demon Slayer, just where I am now these days. But My Hero, though, I can't wait for you to start My Hero.
I'm excited to start it. I've heard nothing but good things about the show. I've never heard someone say like, "Oh, My Hero's kind of crap." Like everyone's just like, "You gotta watch My Hero."
I can't wait for you to start My Hero. My Hero is the thing about here. Okay, before I get to that, I gotta address what Born Distracted said. Born Distracted said, well, no, Huang said Zenitsu from Demon Slayer was annoying at first, but later on, he's an awesome dude. He really is. Born Distracted said, for future, Avidan, are you, for future reference, going to put Nick on a 5-second time delay to avoid paused moments? Okay. In context, Born Distracted, Nick only has poor moments when it's only myself, Rob, and him. That's that's improper grammar, but we're not here for improper grammar right now. When it's only us three, then you should be concerned. If it's only us three, you should be concerned. But yeah, I would say let me see. Let me go back up. Yeah, My Hero, okay. My Hero Academia, I would say the first season is the most tame season out of all of them. Well, I mean, tame in terms of action.
Okay.
In terms of action, yeah, violence as well as too. Like it doesn't. It's really just an introduction. It's the shortest season out of all of them. It's really just an introduction. Season 2, 3, and 4 really start getting into where their writing is creative, and I feel as though they do more with it than it just being like kind of like a kids show. But they really get into like the psychological aspects of things and on how different people can be affected psychologically, how different people's upbringings really affect, you know, their course of life. So it's really cool. When you get into it, it's really good. All right, Kazoo, have a good night.
Later.
So, but yeah, all pretty cool. But yeah, we're about an hour and 30 in. So you know what? We could go ahead and start closing out for the night anyway. We literally had fun the full hour and a half with this. So we could call it a night here, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Really appreciate it as always. You know what? I'm going to leave the screens just like this. I'm not going to go into the bigger screens because we're big enough for the screens right now. Josh, where can they find you, man?
Yes. You can find me here on YouTube as Your Player 2, on Twitter at It's Your Player 2. My most recent video that I dropped was why the Vita is objectively a better handheld than the Nintendo Switch when it comes to hardware, with a caveat. I'm not comparing game libraries, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that Mod Nation Racers is better than Mario Kart. That's silly. But I think for my handheld experience, the video I just linked is all about objective reasons. I think even Avidan would agree that the Vita best the Nintendo Switch as a portable unit. I love them both. But anyways, stuff that's coming up on the channel. I'm doing something different on Tuesday called 5 videos I didn't finish. These are 5 videos where sometimes I basically start work on a video, and for whatever reason, I either feel like I didn't have enough footage for it, or at the end of it, I'm like, I don't know if people will really like this, or I'm not even as excited about it as I was, so I started. So without fail, maybe half a dozen to a dozen times a year, I'll work on a video or even get it all the way done in some cases, and then I just don't do it. I'm just like, I just don't think it's good. So Tuesday, I actually took footage I had from 5 different videos I started making in 2019, and I'm just going to let people choose. Like, if you like one of these, if you're like, you know what, you should have published that, you can bring it back from the grave in like a non-zombie creepy sort of way, and you can choose a video that I can bring back to the channel if you think, you know what, you should have put that video up. So that's Tuesday, and then next Thursday I will be doing, hopefully, an unboxing of the Darksiders Genesis Collector's Edition. They did not have my copy in today. It got delayed, unfortunately. But I'm going to try to do like an impressions piece of that because I've been looking forward to playing it ever since I beat Darksiders earlier this year. I'm kind of going backwards, and then I'll move forward with 2 and 3. So beyond that, my channel is split fairly evenly between video game fun stuff that I put out on Thursdays, and then Tuesday is content that I put out that is usually, tips, strategy, help for other gaming content creators. So if you're somebody who falls into that camp, you might want to check out the channel. If you dig it, maybe subscribe. So that's kind of what I'm all about over there.
Every week we go through this. No maybes. Y'all better subscribe.
Yes, you must subscribe. Even if you hate YouTube, you must subscribe. Tell your friends.
Nah.
You're just so aggressive. Like, you must subscribe. Like, you even point at the screen.
Exactly. I mean, it happens like that. But thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate you guys. Pointing at you, what you thought this was. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and shout out the Beats for Breakfast channel. Thank you guys for coming out. This channel right here is the new channel where I'm gonna be focusing a lot more on just long tail content. It's gonna be so much more fun. And if you want to just see me play video games and we talk video games, come this way. Stay through over here on this channel. We play a lot of video games here. But if you want long tail content, skits, and a whole bunch of other stuff, then we're gonna go ahead and send you over to Beats for Breakfast. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you like this episode of the ChillCast, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and most of all, you, yes you, and you, all 22 of you, make sure you share this with a friend. This is Avidan, and Your Player 2, and we are out, and peace.